Hello everyone, so we're here with the professor. Had someone request that I play the professor, and he said it's more fun to watch the professor lose than wizard. So we're gonna oblige. We're probably gonna lose this game because this ID is just not very good in general, but it's a fun one, right? Get to play all these little one-ofs, and what's happening now is we're trying the new Reaver. So Reaver is the new Apex card that came out for Influence, but Professor can play it for one copy for free, and it's the first time you trash an installed card each turn, draw one card. So that's actually not a bad ability at all. You know, it costs 2, it's 1 MU, those are both kind of drawbacks, but if you trash an installed corp card, you get a card. If you trash your own stuff to pawn shop, you get a card. If your daily cast ticks down and runs out, you get a card. So it's pretty easy to get value on every runner turn, and maybe even some corp turns like clone chip and whatever. So we're gonna hopefully get that down. So this is still pretty raw. Just trying to figure out what we can do with it, because memory becomes a problem really quickly when you want to beat the professor. You can have 20, 30 programs in your deck, but you can't actually install 30 programs from your deck because you end up getting diminishing returns very quickly after the first 5 MU that you play. It's easy to play Astrolabe. It's a great card. After that, for the 6th MU, it's are you going to play Leprechaun? It's kind of has to draw in the right order, doesn't work with Parasite, that kind of thing. You can play Jin, Jin's kind of whatever. All the MU solutions are not very good. Toolbox is really expensive, takes a long time to pay off. There's no good memory cards that you can play. They all kind of suck. Dyson M-Ship gives you a link, which is cool, but it's $3, which costs kind of too much. So they've really systematically, I think, over the course of the whole game, overpriced MU, because MU cards are already a card slot, and that's already expensive enough. For the most part, an MU card could cost 0, and it would still be kind of dicey because you're playing an MU card that doesn't actually do anything on its own, as opposed to a card that actually has an effect by itself. So memory is kind of really bad to have in your deck, and you usually don't want to have memory in your deck, except maybe a console that has a nice effect on its own. So he's jamming here. We're going to not be able to contest this at all. We're set up to deal with asset spam, so 3 Parishas, you actually can do okay against CTM. You just trash their entire deck until you win. But he's going to get probably a sales team here. And you have to wonder, can he actually res any of his ice? So I might just probe and see if he wants to actually res anything, get a sucker token built up. There could be pop-ups and vanilla and stuff like that. We get a launch campaign. I think I actually leave that. We'll come back with the Parishia and get that later. So what is this? Is he hoping... If he wants to score this, he actually can't res. So I'm just going to laundry and see what happens. We probably get another sucker token. We'll get to see something else in his hand. We also could face check this, but this might be a painful ice, like an architect or something. Launch campaign again. I don't want to trash it. If he scores sales team next turn, or even Vitruvius or beta test, we can play Parishia and go into his HQ and take that launch campaign out for free. That's a beta test, so that's quite nice. He gets to fire it, probably has 20-something ice in his deck. Should be some good value here, and he might have archived to save an agenda. So let's see what the hit is. I think this is a somewhat reasonable deck now, just because of how corps need to go fast to win most games. So if you can just rush down before the runner has any icebreakers, then you're doing all right. So we got the 1 ice beta test. That's maybe a little worse than average. With the amount of ice he has, he probably should get 2 a lot of the time. And he's just gonna jam behind with $1. So this is the launch campaign, most likely. So you probably see a vanilla in front of this. We could face check it. I think I want to see what else is hanging out. So we can try to kill the launch campaign, or we can just go with medium. He'll be on... I guess I'm going to make him show me the vanilla. I don't think he would have installed it if he's unable to res something. Okay, special offer into a nice actual ice. That's cool. I like that. Into vanilla. Fair. So this is exactly the kind of ice you want to have in next design. It's ice that doesn't cost you money to res. So he's netting money off this, which is really good for him, actually. We could have gone the medium. He would have been at $2. Maybe he can't res this ice. We don't know. So I didn't really expect special offer. I thought maybe a pop-up window would be here. This is fantastic for him. So now I'd say he can certainly res R&D, and there's no point slamming into it at this current time. As for this, it could be an Eve campaign. Assembly lines, okay, that's cool. All right, so he's on 9 credits. Let's look for Parasite or Inti or Faust or Paperclip. Okay, perfect. We have a lot of ways to beat this vanilla in our deck, so I'm happy we did see one in time before he really got value out of it. If he's running assembly lines and stuff like that, we should get some pretty good value on this Parisha. You know, Jackson, assembly, launch campaign, Adonis campaign is already making this like a daily cast almost. The fact that this costs 2 less than Scrubber is actually really big for how good this card is. Like, I like Scrubber because it works on upgrades, but if you can just get away with using this, you're pretty happy most of the time. So if he's playing assembly lines, you probably want to actually play the Astrolabe sooner rather than later. There's a good chance he'll play like a new remote out here. He's not going to spam us, so the games where they really spam you is where this card becomes the best console in the game. He's going to just extort us. Oh, cool. Assembly lines. So he probably has friends in high places, which can install 2 of these from archives, which is a great deal. At that point, you're paying 2 to get $4 and 2 installs. So it's quite an efficient card. I half want to just keep drawing and discard the second Parisha, but I think we'll go the sort of slow and steady route here. He's likely to have Turing, in which case we have a good chance to snipe an agenda via playing this David. So I feel pretty good about slamming into this. This is like one of the best parts of playing Professors, getting this 4 influence card. Oh, that's a bit of a mess, but yeah, that fires. He will not have to overwrite this or we do get it, so... Or it could be a trap, right? Maybe this is the secretary. Maybe we'll get a card draw off the Astrolabe. Lots of good things could happen for us. So our kind of late game plan is to get medium up with potentially with equivocation. Is that how you say it? Not sure. And just plow through the R&D. It's like having 2 mediums out at that point. So we got a 3rd ice. Nice value there, not having to pay the install cost. And he gets assembly line back. Oh, on the unseen card. He's now played a Jackson here. So he could poke the archives, but I'll just pay $1 to force him to use the Jackson now. Yeah. So we didn't surprise him. I thought Turing or Fairchild would be a decent percentage here, but no such luck. It was the Architect. We've got MK Ultra for this, which is pretty efficient, and we've got the Faust also, so we'll be fine to go there later. Do we slam our archives right now? If it's like an Ichi, we're kind of sad at this stage of the game. I think there's not really any point to get the sucker token. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just drop. Okay, so there's Fairy. That's what we're looking for. And Ultra as well. So you're saving the click to install this if you install it from archives. Plus you're saving your $1 on the install cost. And then you're paying $1 more whenever you break with it compared to a Mimic. So this is a pretty reasonable trade-off. It means for like the first 2 or 3 times you use it, you're still ahead. Whoa, Docklands Crackdown. Install cost of the first card the runner installs each turn is 1 more. Well, we're a deck that installs a lot of things. So we could pay 1 extra. Man, like there's some decks where if you already have your rig up, you can just not worry about this. But we actually do have to kill this. Probably in an expensive way. Probably involving burning this Fairy. So we'll pay 1 for this Fairy. And we'll go in with 2 clicks in case this is a Bioroid. We can click through. And it is a next ice. Okay. That's pretty good. We'll diesel here and we can pitch that. How good is the Djinn? It's probably all right. We can fetch Parasite earlier rather than later, perhaps, and start burning these ice down. So we do want to kill all his next ice. So this is not really a rushy deck. This is like a grindy deck. Huh. So I'm now paying 4 for this Parasite if I want to install it. Jeez. That's harsh. I don't like that. Memory's full. What do we pitch? I'm thinking it might be the David. I don't actually think that he's got any good ice in his deck. Okay. Okay, let's think about this. So we had $7. Okay, let's do it like this. We're going to trash this guy. And we'll put the Parasite in. Right. This will work. So we trashed a thing worth 3 and we installed a thing that costs 4. So we're good on that. And now we can go in. Burning our Fairy. No, we don't need to install our MK Ultra. I'll just use the Fairy up. I don't think we need it. And we do need the memory. Prompts got kind of jumbled up there, but I think it's right. I really wanted to see Aesop's Pawn Shop, but that's not the case. Would he have another one? We'll see. I don't want to not crack this clone chip yet, but I kind of do so I can get into the Lamprey, but we don't know if we actually can yet. We need the Aesop's pawn shop. We need to start selling things, like sell this Harbinger a couple times. And we can get the Reaver online. Go from there. So you can put like random bluffs and also good stuff in here. We can pay $3 at a time plus the one for the vanilla. Kind of expensive. So I think we do kill his next dice here. I really don't want him to have nice things when it comes to that. Please show me a pawn shop. Man. We're having a tough time here for our econ. We do have 3 pawn shops. We're halfway through the deck. Should be coming sooner or later. Yeah, I don't think going in there would have been wise to deal with this. I think we need to draw up until pawn shop appears. Or at least Reaver. We are going to have plenty of MU with this Jin. We can host our Lamprey on there. We can host our Cash on there. We can host Crescentus and the Medium. So we can put all our stuff on the Jin. Remember, he's now a solved problem. I think out of the various bad options, this one at least is a program. You get 3 MU up on it, which is quite a bit of MU. Doesn't cost any influence. And you can search for your imp or your medium, whatever you need at the time. It's kind of neat. So we get a card, and it's another Parisha. I guess we install this, because we're going to pawn it later no matter what. Man. Hopefully it's like an Eve campaign or something. Oh, okay. That's fine. Dispatch that. And really we're hurting here. I don't want to trash the scavenge because it's pretty good. I don't want to actually install the Jin yet. Click for $1. Feels bad. I'm going to install the Jin. It's fine. Problem is after this runs out, he's going to be able to install, and he can even put a 4th ice if he wants to, or he can trash the vanilla, and we're probably not going to be able to contest it. We've kind of got the dig plan set up before we're really ready to dig. Ideally, you've got like your pawn shop selling stuff at return to fund the breaking into R&D. We got nothing so far. So next turn we'll probably just draw 3 to 4 cards. Yeah, he's gonna trash before he's ready, and this is global food here. We kind of shouldn't have installed this because it tells him we're not going to contest it. If we had $4 here, or even if we click for $1, we get $5. He might have been a little more worried about it. But right now we're just looking for pawn shop. Oh yeah, there we go. How good is Deus Ex? Probably not good enough. The rest of our hand's pretty solid. The Lamprey, I don't hate. I feel like this is decent, but we don't need it now. We'll need it later. So he's going to score food, most likely here. And the heat is on. Oh, Vitruvius had 2 counters, so that's a better outcome for us. All right, so we can Lamprey and check R&D, or check HQ a few times. It's not bad. Actually, if we host the Crescentus, I like that a little better. Ooh, what's Pawn Shop doing right now? Stop. We play clone ship. Yeah. Just hope we don't just like random next dice. If it is, we can play clone ship and parasite it before our next turn comes around. I'm a little bit short, right? I would probably want to be able to play the break cost of this, which requires $1 more. So we're actually $1 short to what I thought I should have here. This could go poorly. Oh, no res. I like it. So this was Architect. He would have certainly resed it. So what is this ice? Is it a vanilla pop-up window or something? Jackson Howard, happily getting rid of that. Is he baiting us? Like, does he want us to run here? Fourth click and then Resident Architect on fourth. Seems a little bit too subtle. I'm going to try it. Nice. It's another Lamprey Fire, another sucker token. And we just see next bronze, but that's still a good run for us. So next turn I'm probably going to let this expire normally and also pawn this just to get $5 in our pool. We can't really afford to wait multiple turns here. We have the clone ship in order to contest this remote. We can clone ship Parasite, hopefully this ice. We also have the scavenge, so we can scavenge a Parasite or we can scavenge the David if we think we need it. So he's actually playing next bronze to HQ, I think, which will happily run in with Parasite and remove that one. Oh. So he thinks we have Parasite, fairly enough. He's going to put 2 ice. We still want to go in there. Let's see. I'm actually going to pawn the Parisha because I want to have MU for Parasite. Let's go. 8 creds should be fine. Nice. So much for Lamprey, huh? So this is actually another decent card to have with the Friends in High Places. If you have a server that's not protected, you can throw that down and cover up. Yeah, he was hoping I didn't have clone ship. I mean, he can res just to get rid of the clone ship. I think it's probably right to do so. Only costs him 2. Huh. So he wants us to Parasite this, at which point he can safely res the next bronze, and we don't have a breaker for it. Fair game to him. I'm gonna then pay $1 to break and de-res here. Yeah, I knew that was in there. I think that's why he used his counter to fetch the ice. He wanted to pad it out. Now, is there another one? I think the answer might be yes. So I'm going to go in again for the Lamprey hit. I want to make it so he can't Biotic any agendas out. I want him to have to score this remote. We can remote lock him in the late game. So it's almost a no res again, right? And now he still can't res, or we'll get Crescentus and de-res the NT. Huh. I think we straight up kill it here, because then it's just gone. Now that our Crescentus is used, we might as well do it this way. Nice. 2 left. We don't know what either one is. We will be bounced if he reses, but then he'll be on 1 credit, which I like. Yep. And we can scavenge our whatever into a parasite next turn to kill that. I think it's probably a purge for him. Get rid of this lamprey. This lamprey's doing work to him. Ooh, clicking up credits. I don't agree with that line. I think he's going to just get lamprey locked by the endless pile of parasites. So how do we feel about getting rid of our inti? I think that's a bad idea because he will have more next silvers and maybe more vanillas too. So it's got to be the Parisha who's served his job. Or we tutor for imp. No, that's not very good. If we tutor for cash, paying a click to get it, paying $1 to get it. We get cash, we install it, we get $3 back. We scavenge it and pay 1 more. That's not actually very efficient. I think the click to search it is going to cost us. But actually I like that. That's tough, because I like the Parisha. There's probably trashables in his hand. And we can't afford to trash up the hard way. Okay, we're going to get Parasite. I want to get multiple lamprey runs this turn and get him in the lamprey lock. And if we like start tutoring for like Jin or sorry, tutoring for cash or imp or anything, we're not going to be able to do that. There was the asset in here we would like to trash, but it's cost him 2, so should get a chance later to trash it. Mother Goddess, yep. So that's now a Bastion for him, which is, you know, Bastion's okay. And hopefully that he can't block this with an Ice Soul Purge and we'll get a full turn. Wow. So he has to have like special offer Mother Goddess here. Do we want to let that happen? Or do we want to avoid his HQ now? So here's the deal. If we play medium and run R&D a couple times, he will definitely purge us then. I think we let up on the HQ. I think we run medium this turn. He might have a Agenda in hand, and why he's worried about it. So he has the Docklands, he's got 1 other card in there. Kind of hoping there's nothing too exciting in this hand. Next silver, that's pretty good for him. Maybe it's not. He can't get enough rezzed at once to really make the inti pay. Nice, pick up the committee. So now we get 2 fresh. We could win the game here, certainly. Especially if there's not Agenda in his hand right now. No, just next gold. That shouldn't be a concern for us. We do have Deus Ex available. We do have Fairy. We've got 1 more clone chip to find. And we can pay through the nose for this guy if we have to. Like $3 and some sucker tokens. So now he has to purge. This is why we sold our lamprey preemptively. I think there's no way he can not purge here. because we just run R&D 4 times. Unless this ice is like really going to do the trick. If he clicks for credit. Lateral growth. Okay. It's not really the best use of a Vitruvius counter, but it's what he needs, I guess, right now. So he paid a click and $1 to get this token. He's getting a click and $2 back, kind of. Yeah, that's too bad. He misclicked on the button. I would let him take it back, but we're going through it. I don't think it's going to matter at the end of the day. So he's jamming in the remote, and he's got $4 here. And we have fresh cards in R&D, so I think there's really a lot of incentive to just go R&D. We can pay for Sentry if it's there. That's pretty good. Having some co-kit problems. I couldn't figure if I want to play Yogg in this deck or not because it's pretty expensive. Interesting. Oh, here's Reaver. A bit late, really. But that's okay. Do we sell the into E? We probably just need money right now. Actually, I think I'm going to sell Astrolabe. We have another one coming up soon. It's fine. Oh, paperclip. So we can sell Anti next turn if we need to. Do we want the Reaver? Could you playing an APD? Maybe I'll keep 4 cards in case. Just in case. It's late for the Rebirth too. We can go Kate earlier on and save quite a few dollars. But not so much right now. Special offer, lateral. He's getting econ for days. Yes. I was very hesitant about going below $4 for exactly this reason. It's not a popular card anymore, but I had a feeling that he might have it in this kind of build next design. Because it's something you can kind of score as your last agenda, where other ones you can't score because Sun Critic's basically gone. No one plays that for the most part. And if you've been pushing the runner to go fast and fast, you can get in a spot where they just finally manage to break into your server where they don't have $4 left. Yeah, Cloneship Parasite is super busted, and that's the only reason this deck works like at all. If we had the Reaver, we would have drawn the rest of our deck in pretty short order, but we had really much gas coming. We had like money all over the place. This would have been good earlier too. So we're kind of draw dependent. You can play SMC. The reason I'm not is the $2 to activate it is fairly ambitious, and also I found that I really just wanted to draw my pawn shop, so I was clicking to draw as hard as possible. And if you're tutoring your deck to find various programs, you're not getting closer to your pawn shop, really. So it might be right to have SMC, but the memory, the 2 to activate, and not being able to find like your best card, which is pawn shop, is a bit dicey. All right, so you were going to lose to the professor, ended up winning in the casual room. We'll try it some more and see if it actually can do anything. I feel like it's definitely not competitive tier, but if you attack like the right server at the right time, you can get points, and that goes a long way. Thanks for watching.